to my own
Not a problem.
live stream. Okay, so I don't actually have any actual updates. Me and my do you mind if I say your name? What do you want me to call you?
Just call me Mac.
Okay, so me and my friend Mac are gonna be talking about what's going on. We've both been involved in the situation. We were talking to Omar throughout the night before they cut off his communications with everybody, including myself, as well as their own negotiation teams. We'll get into that more too. But I just wanted to bring Mac on here too, not only because I've been awake for many of the hours at this point, to keep me on track, keep the ADD brain, the blinders on, but also just because he's been around too, and we very much agree on a lot of what's going on in the semantics about everything. So yeah, so that's my preface. My buddy Max here. Y'all can't see him. I'll probably tag you in this one once this is done, but or you could share it on your wall, whatever.
I literally just shared it.
Okay, perfect. It's on his wall too. Max here, y'all. But yeah, we're pretty much gonna be talking the shit about what's happening. There might be new details that I haven't posted on Facebook here. I can't really remember what I have and have not posted at this point. I've been posting on Facebook and Twitter, just as shit has been happening. I guess I haven't talked that much in detail about the shit with the boys on the ground, so we could get more into that. But where do you think we should start?
I would say let's start off about where your last live stream ended, when you were talking about how this all started and what came to be, and like what has transpired through the night into the morning.
Yeah, okay. I didn't go into too much of what transpired throughout the day. I mostly just like prefaced like what led up to the situation that occurred, and just kind of assumed that most people knew what had been going on since then. But I guess for people that like don't know, me and Mac were both involved in speaking with Omar. We were all in a Zoom chat during the night up until right when they cut off his communications at the house. We were all actively speaking with him. He was calm. He was having a good time, right? You want to chime in on that one? Like, everything was cool.
He was completely level-headed. He was mentally unstable in any way. He was on there laughing and bullshitting with us.
Yeah, we were literally talking memes at some point. Like fuck, dude. Like, this was the first time he'd been calm like all day. But the cops didn't like that, because we made the Zoom live. I shared the link. I don't know how many of you got in on it. I was co-host, so I was actively like allowing people to join on the live, or the Zoom, whatever the fuck anybody wants to call it. But the cops didn't like that because it doesn't suit their fucking narrative that he is a crazy person. And I can already see the comments now because I'm already getting them. So I'll just address them now. I'm not on drugs. I don't need to stop doing the meth that I am not doing. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not over-exaggerating the situation. If anything, the situation has been under-exaggerated up until this point, especially by the police themselves and everything that they have been sharing on their social media. Yes?
And I can confirm your mental state all yesterday and through the night. In light of current situations, you are a lot more level-headed than I would even be in a similar situation. You do not appear to be on drugs. You do not appear to be unhinged or suffering any sort of mental break either.
Thank you. So yeah, they're my mental competency check, I guess. For any media outlets or people trying to suit their own agenda to try and push that I'm crazy, or that Omar's crazy, or that anybody that is attempting to offer him support is crazy. I'm not going to respond to anybody's comments. that are trying to perpetuate the lie that if he just gives up his weapon and puts it down and surrenders himself, that everything is going to be fine. That's not the case. I have had people on the ground who have scoped out the situation, who have talked to the police on the ground on my behalf, since I cannot be there in person, and it's not good. My friend drove past the blockade that they have. They have a blockade put up on every possible route onto the scene within about a 2.5 mile radius. And I have maps of my friend driving around the blockades where he pinpointed his location, which was the location of these blockades. I know exactly where they are. And they're about 2.5 miles out in every direction, which is obscene for the situation. I would like to remind everybody as well that there are no hostages in this situation. Some people seem to have gotten confused by my mention of the hostage negotiation team. That's just the team. That's what they call themselves. There's no hostages. There's nobody in the house. There's not even an animal in the house. Nobody is in immediate danger except for Omar. He's, as far as I'm concerned, he's the only person who is in immediate danger in this situation. Would you agree?
I would agree. And what the media was reporting around midday yesterday, referring to the family having been hostages, confirm with me if I'm wrong here, but they were out of the house before this even started.
Yeah, they were already out of the house by the time that I was talking to him before, like, any of the media was reporting on anything. They were already out of the house. When they reported that they were out of the house, they had been taken away from the scene. They had still been on the property, I believe, for a little bit after that, but they weren't, like, locked in the house with him. And he wasn't, like, beating his mother. Like his family's trying to, like, perpetuate this situation where their crazy son was, like, beating them. If you saw his live stream, you saw his face. I have pictures. I have videos of his face. His face is fucked. The only person with a scratch on them in this entire situation is Omar. Omar is the only person in this situation who has gotten hurt. Nobody has gotten hurt except for him. I would like to make that perfectly clear as well. But there are no hostages. Nobody else is involved in this situation actively on the scene. It is just Omar in the house, blockaded into a room. And he doesn't even feel safe in that room. They breached his house without a warrant. From what I understand, he said that his mother hit him. I'm inclined to believe him. I know his mother. I know what kind of person she is. I can pretty much, I put on my life that Omar would not physically hurt his parents. Not like that. I really wouldn't blame him for it right now, but and the cops are trying to fucking say that shit about me too now, but no, Omar is the one that got hit by his mother. We have that on live as well.
And I can confirm with photo documentation that in the live streams he had multiple cuts and contusions on his face.
Yeah, I had people telling me that they were worried he had, like, a brain injury. Like, his face is fucked.
Jonathan, the sergeant's name was Sergeant Eugene
Russ, or Rush.
Eugene Rush.
Badge number
was either 1530 or 1350.
Yeah, I can't remember either. It was one of those. I had somebody that was writing this stuff down. I'm sure I could locate that again. I also have his phone number, but I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna share the phone numbers again, but they are out there. I've shared the phone numbers of the officers involved already. I have no problem with that. Anybody can get in touch with them right now. I literally called dispatch and they patched me right through to them anyways. So, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, it might as well just be public knowledge. The police are no longer speaking to me. I've had people asking for updates. They won't talk to me. I had someone reach out to me and offer to go there in person because I obviously can't be there in person. And I tried to attempt to arrange it with the we'll just start calling them the crisis negotiation team to avoid confusion here about some sort of hostage situation. I attempted to arrange with the crisis negotiation team to have a friend come in and speak to Omar over the loudspeaker to emphasize this. This would be past their line in safety. He offered to sign a waiver, being a civilian. He's also a Marine. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to dox him. That's all I'm going to say about him. But he was very good to offer to do that. He had never even met Omar personally. He just knew me, and he offered to go there on my behalf to try and do anything that he could do with the situation to try and have it resolved peacefully. And the police officers involved in the situation essentially spat in all of our faces and told us to go fuck ourselves. Because they cut his communications, he will not leave his area that he has blockaded in the house, because it's quite frankly unsafe to do so. I know the house. I know the weak points in the house. I know why they put their phone, their negotiation phone, exactly where they put it. I know why they did it, and it's not safe for him to leave that room in order to retrieve that phone. It is just their way of getting him out of the safe spot that he has in the house in order to secure a shot on him. You would agree?
I would very much agree. What they're trying to get him to do sounds textbook like trying to lure him into a kill zone.
Since the beginning of this situation, Omar has been saying that he is not going to make it out alive. Everybody has been trying to argue the opposite. I was trying to argue the opposite. I was definitely the #1 supporter for trying to just fucking put the gun down. Just try to talk to the cops. But having talked to the cops myself, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. The cops that are on the scene and involved in the situation are incompetent. Any advice that I have given them, being the only person who has any marginal idea of who Omar is as a person, has been completely either neglected or just completely outright they did the opposite of. If I said, no, you really shouldn't put messages from his parents that he hates on a loudspeaker, that's basically psychological torture for him. And they did it anyways. And he told them that he did not appreciate it. And they continued with that. I don't think that was on the live. I got that taken care of, I think, before we even made the Zoom call. They also had sirens going outside as well as the alarms going in the house. They refused to have those turned off as well. Essentially, just as a form of psychological torture to try and either drive him out of the house or drive him to the point where he offs himself, or drive him to the point where he open fires on them and they have an excuse to fire back at him. Those are the scenarios that are going to happen right now. The police they are no longer communicating with me. I have offered to talk to Omar. I was talking to Omar all day yesterday. I was the only person who was able to get him to agree to negotiate with the police, and they spat in his face and they spat in my face. I had an officer on the scene last night after they cut off his communications, essentially question my intelligence, talk over me, and you can confirm this, that he was talking over me rudely. I was being polite. I was being polite as fuck. Correct?
much so.
Like to the point where, like, I cursed and I apologized for my language. Like, I was being very polite, to this officer. I was not being, obscene in any way. I was simply telling him that it was in everybody's best interest to, if not reestablish his internet connection, to at least reestablish the landline connection, so that not only he would have a way for me to speak with him, but also so that he would have a way to speak with the crisis negotiation team, because he would not leave his room in order to go get a throw phone to speak with them. So essentially, as far as I'm aware, I don't believe he has had communication with this crisis negotiation team since they cut communications. I may be wrong. They won't tell me anything, but I know my boyfriend, and I know that he would not leave his room in order to get a phone, and I do not think that they would have the capability to throw a phone in the location of the house that he is currently boarded up in. You saw where he is and how it's all covered up, Mac. Like, you would probably agree that they couldn't throw.
He was heavily fortified. They would have had no way to get a phone into that room. He would have had to and go out into the main area of the house to retrieve a phone at all.
Yeah, which would put him at vulnerability in order for them to secure a shot on him. So, which is why he won't leave to go get this phone. Sorry, Mac might cut in and out. They're experiencing a storm where he's at, so he might cut in and out. If I lose him, I'll call him back. But you're back, Mac?
Yeah.
Fuck, where was I? ADD brain.
I was going to suggest you might be pretty in the right position to answer that question Jonathan just asked.
Can you just read it out to me?
Also, could you explain Omar's relationship with his parents? Why were they living together with all the toxicity?
So Omar was waiting for his stimulus to come in. He had active plans to leave as soon as he received federal aid from the government that was pending. He was supposed to receive his stimulus check like last week and his tax refunds, and that was supposed to give him the money that he needed to be able to move out. Omar was in rehab and left rehab to live with his parents. He had a lease with his parents. He was a tenant living in that house. They had a lease agreement. He was a legal tenant. He wasn't just like mooching off of his parents. I've had a lot of people bring up the fact that it was their house. He was a legal tenant with a lease in that house. To put that out there as well. There's a screenshot saying that somewhere on my Facebook wall that you can find, as well as examples about the toxicity between him and his parents. I went more into that in my first live stream, like explaining what led up to the situation, because I was also aware of that, because I'd been talking to him prior to the police ever being called. But essentially his parents are narcissists. They both are. His mom is worse than his dad is. I think his dad mostly just kind of follows the lead of the mother. And they essentially just do anything that they can do to make Omar miserable. They started holding his mail. They were withholding his mail from him, which is a federal crime, I might add. Just to put that out there, I have proof of screenshots stating that as well. They attempted to take mail that I had sent him and send... Sorry, I got distracted. I started reading comments. I shouldn't do that, so I'm getting you to do it. I've sent him multiple packages that they attempted to intercept and either return to sender or just keep for themselves or throw out. But that was one thing that they did. Anytime he would leave his room, They would harass him, which is what happened last night. That's what started this whole thing, was his parents harassing him because he left his room to get food. It was to the point where Omar would only eat at night after his parents had gone to bed, because he just didn't want to get harassed in the house anymore. He was just trying to bide his time until he got his money deposited into his account so that he can move out. That was the whole point.
And Heather, in response to your question,
I think you broke up, dude.
I was responding to Heather's question about what's preventing us from gathering people for a peaceful protest at the scene. We are attempting to gather people in the area to go form a protest line as close to the scene as we can get. Is that about spot on?
Yeah. They will not allow anybody on the scene. They don't want people to see what's going on. That's why they have the blockades put so far out. Like I said before, I know more people have joined since we started the live stream. But the police put their blockades out 2.5 miles in every direction from his house, and all the blockades are being monitored by squad cars. My friend that I attempted to get on the ground in order to speak to Omar through the mic, he just drove past to let me know what the area looked like, and he got tailed by 3 cop cars just for driving past the area, not doing anything wrong. He was driving legally on an unimpeded road with a valid driver's license. And I'll also add that after the fact, when we did finally manage to put him in touch, after hours, right, Mac? Hours of me trying to facilitate communication between this friend and police, hours of this, all morning. I called them multiple times. I spoke to at least 3 different people in regards to just trying to facilitate communication between this friend and the police to get something figured out. But yeah, he literally just drove by. When he finally got there and spoke to an officer, they searched him and they searched his vehicle without a warrant. They did not have a warrant. They illegally searched his vehicle. I would like to put that out there too. That is how the county sheriff's office is handling this investigation. I know for a fact that they more than likely without a warrant. I've seen no warrants for any of these situations. We have on video the police saying that there are no charges and there are no warrants, and Omar did nothing wrong prior to this all happening in order for this to all go down. We have the cops saying this, but but this is how the sheriff's office is handling this situation. I firmly believe that the county sheriff's office has no intention of letting Omar walk away from the situation. Would you agree?
I would most certainly agree. This is truly seeming like they're trying to turn this into the next Ruby Ridge.
Cut out again. But they're trying to make this into the next Ruby Ridge. That's what he was saying. But essentially they're trying to keep civilians and media from getting any photographic evidence of the scene. They're trying to keep anybody from being able to tell anybody on the outside about what the scene is like. I know that they have an excessive amount of officers there for one person who has not hurt anybody. They have militarized vehicles. At least one, we believe 2 at this point, as far as Omar said prior to his communications being cut off. We have video evidence of these vehicles. You can see the line that they are keeping. We know that they breached his house, and they said themselves that they had no warrant and they breached his house. And all he asked was to be left alone. That's all he asked for. Anything you want to add?
You really hit the nail on the head right there. They came in with overwhelming force, with weapons and vehicles that made it clear they're there for a fight, not there to resolve anything. This could have been resolved like we had talked about earlier when we were just on the phone. Bring in the SWAT team and one negotiator. You don't need the entire sheriff's office out there making him feel like he's completely surrounded.
Which he is.
Very much so.
He's surrounded on all sides. We know for a fact that they have, at minimum, the front and the back of the house surrounded. I'm assuming that we know that they have a militarized vehicle to the east of the house. I'm assuming they probably more than likely have one to the west of the house. That would make sense with the other one. But like I said, we can't say. Nobody has even been able to see the scene. The only picture anybody has of anything related to the scene is the road closure, which it wasn't even at his house, and you could see the line of cop cars. People have tried to say that he's over exaggerating the amount of police officers that are there. I can personally say that I at this time I've spoken to at least 7 different officers. So there's at least that many. I know there's more than that. There's at least 3 members strictly just of the crisis negotiation team. I've spoken to just 3 of them alone. If you can count, and if you're trying to be liberal about the amount of police that are currently at his house, if you count 1 cop per cop car, it's still excessive.
Like, it's been since yesterday since I saw the pictures. Wouldn't you say there's easily 30 squad cars in that line, as well as the SWAT team's armored personnel carrier?
Yep, there's at least 6 or 7 people from the SWAT van, probably another at least 2 people operating each militarized vehicle. It would be very liberal to say that there was only 1 cop in each squad car, and those are only the ones that are on, that are visible in that picture. We know for a fact that there's at least 1 squad car at every single blockade towards his house as well, that are actively tailing and pulling people over that go near the scene.
And Tom, to respond to what you said right there, he was already completely surrounded before he even fired the first warning shots.
Yeah.
They were in force on scene before that ever occurred.
They were in force on scene the second that his parents called the cops to try and report a domestic incident that didn't happen. And then when he didn't want to roll over and he tried to defend his rights, then they called in the county sheriff's department. From what I am aware, it started with Michigan police, and then Ann Arbor police, and then switched to the state police after that. The cops left, and then the state police came. There was about, I believe, like a 1-hour period where the cops weren't there. Are there any comments I should respond to?
I'm not really seeing any besides replying to Tom again. He was saying that doesn't justify firing shots at all. And while I do agree to an extent that while that might not have been the best call in the moment, this is a man who has done nothing wrong and out of the blue at 4 a.m. is now completely surrounded by what is basically a small army.
Yeah. He essentially has like an entire Canadian military base on his front lawn right now. Is there anything else we should cover? I don't really know what else to put in here. Like trying to keep track of like stuff that's happened that I haven't really talked about. If anybody has any questions, now is gonna be the time to ask. Oh, I see that Ford Fisher commented. That's the reporter I was talking about earlier. Can you read me his comment, please?
Did he fire warning shots from in the house?
Yes,
outside,
he fired.
in the air? What exactly happened?
He fired warning shots in his room, not at anybody initially. He did not shoot at the police. When he shot outside of the house, he shot at one of their speakers that they were using for psychological warfare on him to try and push him. And that's what happened. He shot one of their speakers. He didn't shoot the police. Should I talk about that story that they're perpetuating about him fucking open firing on their fucking police cars? Should we talk about that?
What was that, Kali? You broke up for a second.
Should we talk about the story that they're trying to perpetuate about him opening fire on their cars all night?
Yes, I'd say that would be a decent thing to cover. What they were telling you when you were on the phone with them at about 4 or 5 in the morning?
No, they didn't say that to me. That was in a news article that somebody had brought up.
Oh, no, I was remembering a different thing you had said. But yes.
Sorry, we've both been up all night, so if we're like a little scatterbrained, don't mind that. I've been dealing with this since like 2 a.m. Yesterday.
Let me try and find that article.
But essentially he's gonna try and locate the article. If you find it, you'll post in the chat, I assume. We know it exists, just a matter of finding it again.
The most recent update from M Live.
Yeah, but essentially we read a news article where the police were trying to provide an update that basically is saying that Omar spent the entire night, since his communications were cut off at about 12:30, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, up until whenever that update went out, or soon prior to. But they're trying to perpetuate that he had spent the entire night firing at their vehicles. I would like to see proof of that before they start making those claims. Like I said, they haven't allowed anybody onto the scene, and quite frankly, with the misinformation that they have tried to give me over this, I don't quite frankly believe anything that they have to say if they're not going to provide proof to back it up. I know Omar. I know Omar better than any single person that has been trying to get involved in this situation. I know Omar better than his family. And I know exactly what kind of weapon he has. I know exactly how much ammo he has. And I know for a fact that he would not have wasted the small amount of ammo that he does have. And he confirmed that on a live that he did yesterday morning, that he has limited ammunitions, which is true. I can confirm that there's limited ammunitions for his firearm. And I would put on my life, I can 100% confirm that Omar would not be wasting his limited ammunition taking shots at the cop cars. If Omar was firing his weapon out at the cops all night, there would be bodies. Omar, I'm going to mention this, and it has nothing to do with the situation as far as his mental state goes. Omar is an infantry marine veteran. He was in war. He is a good shot. I have seen him shoot. I know for a fact that if he was firing, he would not, one, be wasting his limited ammunitions to take cheap shots of their car. And two, if he was taking shots out at the police, that there would be dead cops. He would not miss all of his shots. There would be dead cops. And if there were dead cops, we would know that there were dead cops. You agree?
I would certainly agree.
Omar is not stupid. He is not unintelligent. He's not having a PTSD crisis. I would like to put that out there right now. Omar does not have PTSD. He has never been diagnosed with PTSD. He has been to rehab. He has a therapist. He does IOP. He has seen mental health professionals many of times over the past handful of years, and he has never once been diagnosed with PTSD. I believe he confirmed that in either a live or a post on his account at some point yesterday as well. I do remember that. But I don't want this to turn into some crazy veteran, some crazy veteran who had a PTSD break. No, this situation is directly caused by his parents. This is not the fault of anybody but his parents. I've been watching his parents push him for months, and like I said, I provided screenshots. They're already posted on my account. I posted them a few hours ago, of just minute examples of some of the things that he would do. Like I said, he felt so unsafe leaving his room with his parents around and awake for fear of being harassed by them, that he would only eat at night after they went to sleep. And I think that is saying something, because Omar likes food. Are there any other comments worth looking at?
Heather commented, has his therapist been contacted to help intervene?
I advised of the most recent rehab treatment center that he had been at, and nobody did anything about it. Like I said, I've attempted to help the police at every step of the way, and I guess now is a good time to clear that up too, because the sergeant that was on the ground, the same one that was being extremely disrespectful to me on the phone last night, was trying to perpetuate some kind of idea that I've been egging him on, and that I have been unhelpful to the situation. And I would just like to reiterate that the only reason he ever agreed to start any kind of negotiations with police in the first place was because of me. The only person that he was talking to all day yesterday was me. The only person who was able to help the police at all yesterday was me. I got him on the phone with the police. I got him to download Text Now so that he had a number in order to speak with the police. But they are now trying to say, to make it out like I'm his crazy girlfriend, that is egging him on and trying to push him to do that. Like they're almost acting like I'm like cheerleading him into doing this. Would you agree with that, with the way that officer was talking to me? Of course he cuts out. But that's essentially how the officer made it sound, was that I was basically like playing cheerleader to what he's doing. Would you agree, Mac? I was just talking about how that officer was talking to me and how he was acting like I was egging him on.
Yes, I would confirm that. Sorry, I lost my complete train of thought. They were definitely acting in such a way that you were egging him on and encouraging, trying to make things worse, when talking to you, someone that supported him and cared about him, was seeming the best thing to keep him of even keel and in a decent place mentally.
Yeah, everybody thought he was unhinged. during all of his lives up until I was talking to him. I was away for about 2 to 3 hours during at some point of this, at the beginning of this. After that, people started to realize that he's not some crazy person on the internet that everybody's gonna turn into a cool meme to talk about. I never egged him on. I have messages to prove that. I have no problem sharing my correspondence with the police. I have text messages between me and the police where I have done absolutely nothing except attempt to solve the situation. Omar said the only thing that he wanted during his negotiations was for them to bring me over there, and they refused that. When they cut his communications, prior to that, he once again told them that he wants me, and that's all that he wants. He had agreed to end the situation should that occur. I'm 45 minutes away, for reference. I'm not very far. I just moved at the end of last month in order to be closer to him. I'm 45 minutes away. And they would not figure something out to get me over to him to peacefully end the situation. And this was early yesterday. And then they refused again late last night prior to cutting his communications, and then refused to even reinstate his landline in order to give him a way to talk to me. And you were there for that phone call too, Mac.
Yes, I was.
And then when I spoke to crisis negotiation this morning, I don't have anybody to back this one up. I was just by myself at this point. But I received a call at about 4:30 this morning from crisis negotiation from a woman who requested that I make some fucking audio clip so that they could play it for him over their loudspeaker to try and convince him to come out. I recorded an audio clip. I also have no problem sharing that. I did not egg him on. I did not say anything bad in it whatsoever. I have no idea if they played it. Mac heard it as well, if you just want to verify that I didn't say anything wrong in that.
You did not. You said nothing on there besides just trying to support him and reminding people care about him.
Yeah. Mac heard this prior to me even sending it to the crisis negotiation team. But I did agree to send that, and I did send that. Because again, I've been cooperating with police this entire time. So if anybody tries to say differently, that is a lie. That is a blatant lie. To say that I have not been supportive of both sides during this entire altercation. Oh, I was gonna say something. I forgot. Oh, sorry, we're gonna sit like this now. Oof. Got like restless legs. What else? Are there any interesting comments?
I'm not seeing really anything that we haven't already addressed.
Yeah, and I'm gonna post this on my wall too, y'all, for anybody that joined after we started. This will be up on my wall. You can feel free to, I'm tangled. You can feel free to download this. You can feel free to share it. I've been making all of my posts and my live streams throughout this entire situation public. I've been sharing it on my Twitter, sharing it on my Facebook. I'm positive that the police are watching my account. Would you agree?
I would be surprised if they were not.
Yeah, they are perfectly aware of who I am. I would also like to, just kind of nail it in there that the crisis negotiation team, as well as the county sheriff's office, they have my number. They have both of my phone numbers. They have my Facebook account. They know where I live. They know my real name. They know all the ways to get into contact with me, to try and figure something out, and they have neglected to do so. I would also like to say that nobody even got into contact with me yesterday. It was me actually that contacted police to attempt to help with the situation. So that just kind of further proves that I've been attempting to help police with this situation as well. What else? There was something I wanted to say, and now it's like slipped my tired brain. I'm staying up as long as Omar is staying up. As long as Omar is in a standoff with police, I am in a standoff. I will be up. I will be posting any updates that I have. If the police reach out to me, you guys will know about it. If I get any more boots on the ground, you'll know about it. I'm done. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the police department is acting in such a way that I believe that they actually want this to resolve peacefully, when they have done nothing to indicate that is actually how they want things to end. Meanwhile, posting on their social media about the sanctity of the human life, which I'm sure will come really relevant when they shoot my fucking boyfriend in a couple of hours. I'm sure that will look really good for them, that they were speaking of the sanctity of the human life prior. Would you agree, Mac?
I would. But Kylie, I will say something. I can tell you are tired. You're really dragging. If you want to be in any kind of shape to ride this out, you really ought to lay down and try and get a couple-hour nap right quick, just to try and get some energy back in you, because I can tell you're dragging right now.
Yeah, I've been up for like almost 2 days. I got a good like 3 hours in there at some point. But no, I as long as I don't know what's going on with Omar, I'm not gonna go to sleep and wake up to a fucking news article telling me that my boyfriend is dead. So it's not happening.
Well, hey, if you change your mind on that, I'm in good shape. I got me a good little bit of sleep last night. If you leave your phone volume up, if I read, hear, or see anything, I will shoot you a ring to keep you in the loop. But I really think you need to get some sleep. If for nothing else, just so you can ride this out for longer, so you don't end up crashing out at like noon.
No, I'm not going to crash out. I will stay up as long as I have to stay up. I'm not going anywhere. I am of sound mind. I might be tired, but I deal with tiredness very well. I deal with lack of sleep very well. I could do this forever. I'm not going anywhere. I sincerely hope that the county sheriff's department realizes that I have been attempting to give them good and solid advice in order to try and bring the situation to a close. Again, advice that they have blatantly refused to take, mainly in regards to establishing communications again. Like I said, I told them that I understand not wanting to reinstate his internet, but I understand that. I understand the purpose behind that, but it is in everybody's best interest to reestablish his landline communications. He doesn't have a cell phone. I've had people ask that. No, his cell phone is broken. He had a landline, and he had a laptop with internet, and that's how I was communicating with him throughout this period, as well as the county sheriff's department. And like I said, I don't believe that they have had communications with him. I believe that's why they called me at 4:30 in the morning, was because they didn't have communications with him, and they were hoping that that I would tell him to just give it up and to come out so that they could fucking shoot him. But I didn't say that. So I don't know if they even played it. I have no idea. No, I was told that I would be kept in the loop, and I have not been. I've tried to contact multiple police officers that had been in touch with me to no response at this point. At this point, they're actively ignoring me. Would you agree, Mac?
I would agree. They seem to be done talking to you entirely, even though you were the only one that was maintaining a line of communication between him and law enforcement on the scene.
Yeah. Is there anything else you think we should add? I'll probably wrap this up. It's getting pretty long, I think.
Yeah, we've been on here going on about 55 minutes. But no, we've given a solid update on the situation, reiterated some things that you covered in your first stream. Unless you have anything else that's popping to mind that you want to add in, I'd say we've got everything about covered.
No, I think I'd agree that most of the bases are covered. I will say, please don't message me, or message his accounts. He doesn't have access to his accounts right now. Neither do I. I don't have access to his accounts. The one account I did have access to, got zucked, earlier on, when we did a live stream together. But please don't message me. Please don't leave comments. A lot of people have left some really nasty, disgusting comments, either about me, about him, about the situation. You're not helping. I understand that me and Omar had shit posting accounts. This is primarily a shit posting account. I understand the community. I understand the mood that usually occurs on my page, and I very much get that. But if you have nothing constructive to say, I'd go with the kindergarten saying of, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. That's why I haven't been replying to a lot of comments. I've just been making posts if anything needs to be brought up to people that they should know. And I'll continue to do that if I find stuff out. I believe that my guy on the ground is no longer there. He had work at 1:30. What time is it?
It is 12:10 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, so he's probably on his way out if he is not already left. I obviously haven't checked because I've been in this live stream. But, so he's probably on his way out. So I'm not going to have anybody on the ground there. And not that it would matter, as I said earlier, and I'll just reiterate, I attempted to have somebody who agreed to speak to Omar over their loudspeaker safely from behind the perimeter with the police, who was illegally searched without a warrant by the police, in order to try and establish a rapport and a communication with Omar, and so that Omar knew that I was still here for him as well. He was acting as my eyes and ears on the ground, but I'm not going to have him there anymore. So I'm not sure how much information I'm going to have to update. I'll probably just be updated as people are updated by news sources at this point. I hope, like I said, I am fully willing to speak to the county sheriff's department like I have been, like I've been attempting to help them this entire time. They have my numbers. They know how to contact me. There is no lack of ability of communication in this situation. I think that's about it. There's not a lot to say. Don't spread misinformation. You can share my posts. That's fine. I encourage people to share my posts. The media is not talking about this. I would not be surprised if the police told the media to limit the exposure of this.
And I would like to add on to that real quick. Even the news link that I shared in the chat earlier, if you look and read that article and then compare it to the official first release by the sheriff's office, it is more or less a one-for-one copy-paste of what the sheriff's office posted on their own.
Yeah, so don't trust the news, basically, and I don't want people to try and like paint a tinfoil hat on me for saying that, but I can say from firsthand experience that the county sheriff's department cannot be trusted. They've given me direct misinformation about the situation multiple times at this point. The anything that you see on the news is coming right from the mouth of the county sheriff's department. These are the same people that won't allow media on the scene. They had media on the scene of Waco. They had media on the scene of Ruby Ridge. We had eyes on what was happening there. There are no eyes here. The police are gonna say whatever makes them look better, and whatever makes them look better when he ends up fucking dead. They're trying to cover their own asses. I would not be surprised if a warrant does...
Sorry, 1 second.
Yo.
Heather, that is correct. This is the third armed standoff with this exact sheriff's office or police department.
Yeah, there was one 6 months ago where the man ended up killing himself. Like 6 months ago.
I believe I was reading something about one just like a month ago.
Yeah. I can't personally confirm if it is the exact same county sheriff's office or the same people handling it, but it is all in the same area and all within a short.
Out the same county.
Yeah, all within the same area, all within a short period of time, just recently. But if you do see the news articles, Omar is not dead. Not right now, not yet. Just make sure you're checking dates on the articles, because a lot of them can sound similar with those occurrences that all occurred in the same area recently. So just make sure you're checking dates if you are reading articles online. But like I said, anything that's being posted on the news right now is coming from the county sheriff's office directly. There is no media on the ground. I would like there to be. I would love it if everybody would share this. If anybody has any media connections in Michigan, or even knows reporters that would just be willing to share what is going on, by all means, please share it. The more eyes on the situation, the better. The more scrutiny that the county sheriff's department is under, I believe the less likely it is that they will just get away with shooting him, which I believe is the only issue of fatality at this point. I'm not concerned about the police officers on the scene. Would you agree, Mac?
I would certainly agree.
Omar is not going to shoot at the police unless they shoot at him. I will say that now. If they shoot at him, I am sure he would open fire on them. As long as they don't shoot at him, I can pretty firmly believe that he's not going to shoot at them. He's not trying to end lives. That's not what this is about. Not at all. But I think that's about it, y'all. Bring this over closer so I can end this. But thank you for watching. Like I said, feel free to share this. I will be posting. The community is not that rural. It's on the outskirts of Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's just outside of Detroit, about 45 minutes away from me. Like I said, it's not all that rural. He's outside of a major city, and Ann Arbor is not a tiny town by any means either. That's where this situation is occurring in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on Meadow Drive, in Ann Arbor, Michigan. But that's all I'm going to talk about for now. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, share this if you feel so inclined to. By all means, post on your social media in support. It truly means a lot to have people supporting us at this point. Don't believe everything that you read in the media. If I get arrested, I have people that are going to be still sharing this shit. Mac, I'm sure you would be willing to continue posting on my behalf if I do get arrested, correct?
I very much intend to keep posting on this until the situation is resolved one way or another.
And you would agree that if anybody's getting arrested next, it would more than likely be me.
I'm not going to go on the record saying one way or another, but I would not be surprised if they did not target you.
Yeah. Obviously, we're not going to say that the county sheriff's office is out trying to arrest me, but they have confirmed that they intercepted communications between Omar and me, that they would allegedly potentially try to place felony charges on me with. So if I get arrested, follow Mac. I believe his account's posted down below. I'll post his, Mac, can you real quick, can you put your link to your profile in the chat? A couple of people are asking, just before I end the live stream.
1 second.
I won't end the live stream until he posts it there, so that you guys have it. But yes, the county sheriff's department made it very clear that they have the capability of placing felony charges against me. I would not be surprised if anything did come of that. I would not be surprised at all. Mac just posted his link. It's Kenzie Watkins. That is his account. You guys can go add him. Anything that he says about the situation, I fully vouch for. I fully support anything that he says. Me and him are very much in agreement in regards to everything that's happening, and we are communicating regularly outside of public Facebook. But that's all for now. If I get arrested, he'll post about it. He'll know. I don't think it'll happen today. It would take a minute. I believe if it did happen, I'm just prepared for anything at this point. I'm not just gonna sit here and not talk about it, and I'm not gonna let them bully me into being silent about it. It's their goal to try and to push this under the rug. The more people that are watching, the harder it is for them to do that. Right, Mac?
What was that? I was just reading a message I got.
I said that the more people that are watching the situation, the harder it is for them to try and brush it under the rug.
yes, we need as many eyes and ears on this situation as possible. We need people just knowing this is going on and trying to get as much real information as possible, because the more people that know what's going on, the less chance they have to falsify some sort of a situation when it comes to all that's going on.
Yeah. Oh shit, I was gonna say something about that, and I lost my fucking train of thought too. Crap. Damn. Sorry y'all. It must not have been that important. As my Kokum would say, it must not have been important or it was a lie. But yeah, that is essentially, the situation that we're looking at now. Oh, I was gonna say, if anybody in the Ann Arbor area, has access or knows anybody who has access, to a drone, or a helicopter. A helicopter is a lot less likely, but we really need, some kind of eyes in the sky, to see what is actually happening, with this situation. Like I said, the sheriff's department is not, giving any information. They're not allowing anybody onto the scene, to actually see, what is happening, and that allows them, to control what gets released to the media, and that allows them to control the story that they're telling. It basically lets them tell everybody whatever they want, people to believe, because we can't say anything otherwise. We do have videos, we have texts, we have screenshots. I posted some screenshots publicly on my account in regards to stuff with his parents, and such like that. And there's also a live stream on my account in which you can, hear us talking about, the fact that the, officer on the phone had just admitted, that there are no charges or warrants against Omar. They also said that on a live earlier in the day. So that was repeated twice, on a live, as well as the officer's, name and badge number, I believe, is probably in that live as well. It's on my feed. I didn't do the live, but I am in the live. It's a live of our Zoom call. But for now, that's everything. If you guys want to go out and support, you feel free to. Like I said at the beginning of the live stream,
Kylie, hold on 1 second.
What?
Eric Krautner, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, was saying if people want to come out and protest and support, where should they go?
That's what I was just answering.
Oh, sorry.
No, but if y'all want to go out and make your presence known, and you're in the Ann Arbor, greater Detroit area, you can go to Meadow Drive. Like I said, they have a perimeter established, with police, monitoring, their barriers about 2.5 miles in either direction of his house. And they were illegally searching vehicles and pulling people over. So please, do so at your own risk. I'm not encouraging it. But this is all happening on Meadow Drive in Ann Arbor, Michigan. 5660 Meadow Drive in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I don't really care if the address is out there. I already know it's out there.
And Kylie, I would add something real quick. While you would necessarily want the people to coming out and protest to be as close to the scene as possible, it might be smarter in the long game for them to rally around the town hall or the sheriff's office building. That would garner a lot more media attention.
Yeah, if we can just get people out there. This is all happening at 5660 Meadow Drive, but it's probably a lot more public to do some sort of meeting in protest. Thank you, Aaron, for writing the address down. But it would probably be much more productive to conjugate at some form of town hall. I'm not super familiar with the geography of Ann Arbor. And like I said, I'm not physically there, and they would not bring me there in order to help with the situation, which sucks. But y'all can try and organize that. Reach out to the mayor. You can reach out to the mayor, the governor. Reach out to anybody, really anybody, anybody that matters in the state of Michigan, and share it outside of Michigan too. I want the whole world to know what's happening right now. I'm not gonna let them make Omar seem like some crazy unhinged veteran. He just wanted to be left alone. I just want to say that again. All he's ever wanted was to be left alone by his family, by the police. He just wants to live his life. He didn't want any of this to happen. I'd also like to just really quickly say that the weapons and armor and anything that any tactical equipment that he does have was not purchased specifically for what is happening right now. It was purchased for work-related purposes. Who really cares at this point? It was purchased for legitimate purposes, and the gun was purchased legally. There are no legal weapons on the scene either. He is legally able to own a firearm. I would also like to say that. I believe that's everything. Would you agree, Mac?
I would very much agree.
Okay.
We wrap that up nicely.
Yeah, that's everything for now, guys. If you guys want to sort something out where you all conjugate at City Hall or something, that'd be great. Share this with everybody. Share it on all your platforms if you can. And to answer your question, Jacob, we don't have any pictures or videos of the scene. We have pictures and videos of Omar. We have screen recordings from situations with the police prior to his communications being cut, but his communications were cut at about 12:30, 1 a.m. EST. Today, what time is it now?
It is 12:29.
It's 12:29. His communications were cut about 12 hours ago. I have not had direct contact with him since that time. We do not have eyes on the ground to figure out what is going on. I'm trying my best. I have been trying to be in contact with the sheriff's department, and if I know anything, you guys will know anything. And we have listened to the scanner. They have closed communications for what's going on right now. We've been listening intermittently just to listen for if an ambulance gets called for when they shoot him. But that's everything for now. You guys can feel free to DM me if you have any questions that I haven't addressed, but I do believe I've addressed pretty much everything between this live stream and my last one and all my posts. I put all of this publicly on my wall. It stays there. I'm not going to take it down. I believe people probably have it backed up as well. But share it. Keep watching my page. You can follow me, and I'm gonna keep posting that about what is happening as I figure out what's happening. That's all I can really do. Please pray for Omar. That's all I can really ask that everybody can do. Just share what's going on and keep him in your prayers. Thanks, y'all.